Give me a D and a G. It's the Dawg and Gus Show. It's the Dawg and Gus Show.
Hey, Dawg, your beard's looking flickin' great, my man.
Thanks, Gus. I've been using the Bush Beard Wash.
The what now?
At Bush Beard, they know that every man with a beard is a unique beardo. And that's why they offer a wide range of products to cater to every beard's needs. Whether you have a long and luscious mane or prefer to keep it short and sharp, their products will help you achieve that perfect look.
From the nourishing beard oil and balm to the refreshing beard wash, their products are made with all-natural local ingredients to keep that beard healthy, soft, and lustrous. The beard comb and brush are designed to detangle and shape your beard, making sure you always look your best.
At Bush Beard, they're dedicated to providing the best possible grooming experience for all the beardos out there. So why settle for an average beard when you can have a glorious, well-groomed one? Try Bush Beard products today and unleash the full potential of your beard.
Be sure to use Dawg and Gus 10 and get 10% off your order.
Bush Beard, the small town brand with the big old Canadian heart. Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show, now on Whitewater Rocks Radio.
What's up, Dawg?
You know, same old, same old.
Doing
Another
little
day, another podcast.
Yeah, just putting another one in the bank.
Yeah. Who we got today?
We have the Turning Lights.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.
We could call them the Vapors, too.
Yeah,
right?
the Vapors. Yeah. They got
Actually, that name was taken in the 80s, so.
Yeah, that's also a great song by Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, random fact, eh?
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Not too much, just hot day today. It's like 30
Oh,
degrees
it's
out.
pretty hot, yeah.
Kind of ridiculous,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens every year, and we always find it interesting that it but when the humidity's so crazy here, that's the other problem. Like, it would be
It
fine
always
if it was
catches you off
dry.
guard.
Yeah, catches you. Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, just like the first snow catches us off guard. And,
Yeah.
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 They're like, people are shocked that it snows in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Wait, it snows
So tell
in
us
Ottawa?
a little story. Where did you go? Yeah, bro. Yeah,
No,
snows,
no way.
snows in the summertime
Or
sometimes.
rains in the winter.
Jesus. We're getting off the rails here.
Like a crazy
Speaking
train.
of snow, no, never mind. So where did you guys meet? Like, where was what was it like? Did you go to school together? What was the dynamic?
You want me to say it, Nate, or do you?
Yeah. Either you or me.
Well,
Go ahead.
Me and him met at a bar in 2019, just by chance there. I was at a bar. Nate was there with his group of friends, and we started talking. And eventually, he's like, "Oh, like I play bass, I play guitar," and I'm like, "Oh, I play guitar and I sing." And we got together, jammed a bit, and he had a friend that played drums, and simple as that. There, we just started jamming, and we hit it off. And down the line, we added Bav, and went through like a couple we went through like 2-3 drummers. Then like 2 guitarists, and then finally we found like a really solid lineup, and we all get along, So it's been a wild ride, but yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty much it.
Yeah. What's really interesting is at that point when I met Phil, I was like jamming with some people, but I'd pretty much given up on music. Like, I'd lost a lot of the passion I had for it, and Phil really had to bug me. Come on, let's jam, man, let's jam. And fucking, I was like, nah, I don't know. And then we finally jam, and I felt it instantly. I'm like, fuck yeah, there's something here, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be something like you feel the like the groove, the kind of the camaraderie, everything kind of comes together. So that probably was the same dynamic for you guys, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, music in itself is a language, and sometimes it's really hard for me to communicate like in words and all. So being able to use music as a proxy for communication has really been useful throughout all my life.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, why the Turning Lights? Where did the name come about?
Well, me and him worked at a pawn shop together, and we had to catch the bus, and there was like this giant intersection that we had to cross, and we're at the intersection, and we look like I look at the light, and it says like it's like a turning light, like it says like the green arrow that says that like the car can turn. There was that, and I'm like, oh, we can cross, it's like the turning light, and Nate's like, oh, we probably shouldn't, and I'm like, oh, it's just it's fine, it's green, and we go to cross, and we almost got hit by a car. And at the time, we were trying to find a name. We were going through like a couple names, and like none of them sounded good. And then that happened, and we were like, "Oh yeah, turning lights," So
A near-death
simple as
experience brings on the.
yeah. Well, maybe I like dramatized it a little bit, Just
No,
that's
it's fine.
No, you got to make it. You got to make some drama on that.
Get it up a bit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We
We were being chased by a tiger and ran through the turning light, and then we figured out the name.
yeah, man.
That too.
One of the
Since
contenders
you
at
shut
that
up,
one of the contenders at the time was Liquid Dreams, which we all thought was like psychedelic and awesome. But we had this chick jamming with us who'd sing with us sometimes, and she was like, "Guys, that sounds like fucking Wet Dreams." And then we were like, "Ah, shit, it does."
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. We didn't
Sometimes
pick
a
up on
perspec-
it, but
Yeah, exactly. An outside perspective usually helps sometimes. Well, it would make sense. I mean, you're like, from what you said, is your influences are Jimi Hendrix, The Clash, Beach Boys, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Tom Petty, and then Frank Sinatra. I was like, that's cool.
I mean, I feel like we've all got like different influences. Like Nate has his influences, and I like stuff that he likes less, and vice versa for everybody in the band. Yeah.
Nice. Bav, where did your where did it come from? Where did you start your music journey?
I started playing as a punk guitar player. Honestly, like started playing like Green Day, My Chemical Romance, that kind of stuff, and then oops, what was that? Then I
That
started
was
playing.
Phil. That was somebody
that was
falling apart.
I dropped my sound card. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, then I started playing more like metal, like Lamb of God stuff, like Megadeth. Then I got into more technical stuff like delay and theater, like intervals, and there are like a couple of solo artists. Yeah, what was the name? Intervals is one. Then there's like Animals as Leaders. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Get into like more technical stuff. And then before joining them, I was playing for a few metal bands. There was one, it's called Death Eaters. It's pretty heavy. We used to play with like 7, 8 strings. And then I was a part of a thrash metal band before. And there was a huge switch for me to join like a clean bluesy band. But it's going pretty well. Like it's been 2 months. Done like 5 shows together, and I feel the vibe. Yeah, it's pretty sick. So.
Good.
Fuck yeah.
What do you think of the Ottawa music scene right now? Do you think it's like in a good place?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like what I like about this place is like everybody goes support each other. Like that's one of the best part, and the quality of music is also pretty high. I've been to Montreal as well, like but Ottawa, like networking, like people, like I think that's the strongest part Ottawa has. People show up, like so that's what I like more.
Nice. Yeah. Well, even Nate's wearing a winter shirt, so there you go.
Yeah.
Represent.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
With the Pink Floyd flag in the back. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. So, what's your your favorite venue in Ottawa that you've played so far?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Like few
There's a
aspects, I
few.
would say like there's one sound, there's like second people. Sound wise, I'm gonna say Rainbow. What do you guys think?
and
Oh,
there's
fuck
also
yeah.
like the discounted
Drinks. Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Dom and House of Targ,
Dom.
50% off drinks at House of Targ, and fucking 4 free beers or whatever at Dom makes those venues fucking fantastic to play.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's why you got
sound-wise,
into the music industry.
No, it was actually women, but
Cheap
that was
beers.
all a lie.
Yeah.
So I drank
That's what-
beers instead,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like one goes with the other. Liquid Dreams.
Oh, fuck yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it does sound like a wet dream. So just so you know, she was right.
Oh no, 100%. Like, I'm still grateful for her pointing that out.
The Turning Lights is a great name. I was Dawg and I were talking about it. It's like a really good, solid name.
Thank you.
You got any merch? You can you got to get some merch going.
We got a couple shirts, but
Nice.
like it's very very simple. It's just like the logo, just like in the right corner. But we do want to plan to like make some really cool shirts and like hats and stuff. You know,
Even
Yeah,
shoes, maybe
that
sunglasses
would be
down the
dope.
line.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
that would be dope.
Nice.
it's like cool stuff that like people see and they're like, oh, that actually like the design is actually really nice. Like, you know,
Yeah, of
oh,
course.
so like
Gotta
that.
have
Definitely
merch.
like the design on our shirt. It's a bit more simplistic, but it's actually a friend of mine who just like pressed it on some shirts. But yeah, down the line, I want to get something a bit flashier, as Phil was saying.
Cool.
Yeah, but simple sometimes is good. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, you don't have to get too flashy. It's just fun. It's just, boom,
I
it's
mean,
there.
Yeah.
Bav's got the Kiss shirt. You know,
Yep.
I
Oh
like the
yeah.
flashy stuff.
keep it
Oh yeah.
simplistic. You know,
Kiss has done okay with their merch, I think.
Yeah, that's if you want to follow a line of merch, that's definitely because he'll put his face on anything.
Yeah.
Gene
Yeah,
Simmons, like
yeah.
he's just condoms, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
pretty,
I like
pretty
the
much
vintage
everything.
stuff.
As a kid, I had a like vibrating like fucking Kiss toothbrush.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
That
Come
was
on.
sick.
Really? I don't even
Seriously, the 80s stuff was nuts, man.
Wow.
Yeah, they're also in the pinball machine.
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, pretty cool Kiss pinball machine.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, just think big boys. So the turning lights pinball machine.
yeah, that was dope.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
Dog, the Dog and Gus pinball
What?
machine.
Oh fuck yeah.
So what do you guys you guys heard the news about the chapters downtown. So what do you guys think about that being made into a music venue?
the chapters downtown. Then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Live Nation
Yeah.
is taking it over.
Yeah, they've got the lease for the building now, so they're going to make it into a music venue.
Super exciting, actually.
Oh wow,
Definitely
Actually
pretty
sounds cool.
exciting.
It's a really nice like layout. So.
Yeah,
I
it's
never heard of that. Nice.
it's gonna be big, right? Like, it's gonna be big then.
Yeah,
Well, it's just
that-
such a suitable place for it.
Yeah.
Like it's like the market. What do you want? Would you rather have a bookstore or a music venue? I mean, obviously, there's going to be great bookstores there already.
Yeah.
That are probably
Yeah.
independently owned.
Well,
but
There was one, and now it's gone.
well,
So-
I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm very excited about it. I honestly thought I mentioned it on Facebook or whatever. I said, then why don't they just pick up Barrymore's too
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
and do both?
Because Barrymore's, you'd have to keep it Barrymore's. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, they could take up the lease and then just put a little bit of money into Barrymore's and make it,
Yeah, I don't
Again.
think the problem is I don't think it's a little bit of money.
I know.
It's quite a
Sadly.
bit of money. Unfortunately, the building's like falling apart.
Yeah.
But still solid idea. I like where your head's
Thank
at.
you. Thank you.
Morris is a
Oh, hell yeah.
great venue. I was there once before they shut down. I went to see Sebastian Bach, which was so crazy because it's like a pretty intimate venue. It was just insane.
Yeah.
And it's a good place to see shows for sure with the 3 levels. You can be right at the top watching a great show or right down on the floor.
Yeah. No, I loved Barrymore's. They used to bring people there from out of town on 80s night.
Oh, the
Sundays.
80s night was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sunday nights there was too much fun.
What like do you guys have any pre-show rituals yet? Is that sort of something that you would do?
Pretty
We
sure
don't.
ritual.
We have.
That's usually like Nate saying, "Oh, I'm nervous, guys. Oh, I hope people show up, guys." I mean,
He's
that
just saying
happens
that-
every show.
He's just saying that to hide the fact that we usually do like human sacrifices. That's usually it, you know?
I don't see that. Sorry.
I haven't seen any of those. So, no.
That's pretty intense.
Oh,
I
no,
like
wait, that's. Yeah.
That's your other band.
Yeah, that's my other band. They're in my head, actually, you know?
Yeah. Ooh. And it just took a turn for the dark.
And we're done here.
And
Um
Yeah, cut.
yeah.
Walking around.
No, I know. Of course you know. What do you got over there, doggy?
I've got some stuff.
So tell them, ask them. Do it.
What's the you guys write your own music?
Yep.
So what's the process for that? Do you guys all write together, or is there a solo songwriter and then you bring it to the group and then you add all the music to it, or how does that go for you guys?
Well, usually it depends on which song, but for the most part, like I usually come up with like a bare bones structure of a song, like a chord progression, some lyrics, and then I'll bring it to the band, and then we'll go from there really, and then each person adds their like individual input, you know. and then we just transform it into something completely different. But what we've been moving towards to recently has been just to do songs like on the fly, like in like the jam space, just come up with something like all of us together, which I think is more interesting to do. It's more dynamic. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say. Yeah.
Nice. And when Bav, do you when you're a lead guitarist, do you bring in some different licks, or do you just sort of add to it, or how do you kind of, what's your process?
Yeah, so I usually try to add it at the spot. Like I would sing in my head and then try to play that, that kind of stuff. But I go back home, record it, like sort of, like put some of my time, and then come up with a few ideas, and then I'll be like, oh guys, I made this. You guys happy with that, or should I try something else? Like yeah, because for me it's like trying different things, right? Like few things fit on, few things don't. So it's like a recursive thing. But like I've joined these guys for like 3 months back, so still I'm learning their songs. Like couldn't put a lot of stuff of mine, but like yeah, that's how it's going. But yeah, it's cool. Like the kind of songs they're writing, like technically also they're pretty good. Like yeah, I like it.
Very cool. Yeah.
Now we
just
don't.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No.
No,
My bad.
you go.
Please.
No, you.
Okay. All right, sure. So now we don't have any shows so far this month left. So like we're playing in July. So right now we're really gonna be breaking down the songs and really getting like rewriting them almost in a way, getting like Bav's input and like just jamming on them and like making them something new. And we're also going to be like really focusing on tightening up, practicing with a metronome and stuff like that.
Very cool. So you guys gonna put out some more stuff, like you're gonna record some more, because you've got Down by the Marina out that came out in 2022.
Oh yeah.
You guys have some more stuff coming?
Oh
we
yeah.
have a EP on the way. We've been like, well, we recorded it. It's like a 5-song EP. We recorded it in January of this year, and since then we've just been working on editing it and mixing it down. And we're finally at the tail end of the process. Like I'd say we're like 90% of the way through. So definitely by the end of the summer, it's gonna be out there. So really looking forward to that. It's gonna be pretty cool because
Awesome.
we've had like only one song, for like the longest time, and like we'll play a show, and then people are gonna be like, oh, like where can I listen to your stuff? And we're like, yeah, we've only got one song on Spotify, like it kind of sucks, not to have anything out there. But
Yeah, but it seems like you were kind of reforming a group, like bringing in Bav 3 months ago, and you got to kind of put some time in to get things flowing, I would suspect.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bav isn't on this EP, but it's interesting because when we do some of the songs off the EP live, I really like what Bav's done with the parts that are there. He puts his own twist. We're definitely I don't want to make any promises, but in the near future we'll probably be back in the studio working on another EP with the current lineup, which I'm really excited about also.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's awesome.
He just made the promise, so we'll keep you to that.
We've got a lot of material like written out, like I'd say we have maybe like 20 songs that are they're almost there, and like even more, like we got like a bunch of ideas, it's just really finding the time and really going into the studio and putting them down. But
The money, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that's the part, right?
That's the hardest part.
Oh fuck it.
Yeah.
Which side of the fence do you guys come down on? We've talked to a lot of different bands. Some bands like to play like once a month, maybe twice tops, but not every weekend. What do you guys feel about that?
I think same goes for us. Like we try to play one show per month, but it's summers, like so we want to go out, play more shows. But like I think winters we're gonna reduce. I think like one show per 2 months or something, and yeah, and then go back, like write more stuff, record more stuff. But yeah, for summers we were thinking to sort of like play more shows.
Yeah,
It's a tough one because we like to get out and play. Like it's our passion. We love playing music,
Mhm.
but we realize like, we're still building a fan base, and it's a lot of an expectation to expect or to to put on shows. Then like not that much people can show up. People have lives and everything, and you know, so we definitely basically, as Bob was saying, for the summer, we're just going out, having fun, playing as many shows as we can, and then we're going to try to be a bit more strategic about it, I suppose.
I think that's pretty general. Though. Like the time
Yeah.
is in the summer to play live and then put some stuff together in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
It's just you don't like a lot of guys feel like they want to saturate the Ottawa market with their music because we'll go out and see the Turning Lights this weekend and then we'll see them in 2 weeks and it's unless you're working on a new song or something, it's pretty much the same set, right? Or the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't really want to like.
No, you don't want to get to that point where they're like,
It's
oh man, I
natural.
saw them last week, and
Well, I think as the catalog grows, right?
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's-
exactly.
Yeah.
when they move Bav more into the songs that they've done already, and he gets to put his little spin on it, and then it becomes different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a
for
Turning
sure.
Lights song, but now it's Bav, like just
Yeah.
playing lead guitar as opposed to who was there before. So
Shredding.
shredding.
Oh, yeah.
Well, especially if he's playing, Lamb of God stuff, he's probably got some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little.
He's
bit
got
of
some
magic in
chops
there.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to play metal. I mean, that's just the way it is. What does anybody play any other instruments? Is there like a multi-instrument individual in the band?
I'd say I dabble, like I play guitar, like harmonica. We got a couple songs of harmonica. Like obviously, like Down by the Marina, I do harmonica in. So harmonica, and then after that, it's just very bare bones. Like if I can play chords on a piano, but anything more than that, like I can't do. Bass, I can I can get around it, but I'd say I'm mainly guitar player. Like
Yeah.
And singer. Don't forget.
and
Singer.
It's a little important there.
Yeah, very important.
Well, it's just
actually on the album, the engineer, he was like, "Oh, you know what I got? I got a glockenspiel, which is like this little it's like a xylophone, right?
Mhm.
And it's basically a keyboard." And he was like, "Oh, you want to try it out?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And takes it out, and we're like, "Oh, you know what? There's a couple songs where this could sound really cool." So I just hooked up a couple mics and started fucking hammering on it.
Glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel, yeah.
yeah, you got to wait for the Turning Lights to break out the Glockenspiel at a show, baby,
That'd be
Oh,
mint.
yeah.
Mint.
and then
One day.
Easy to carry around. too.
yeah, and a triangle. Ting.
Yeah. You can do that.
Yeah,
You could be the triangle artist.
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. We'd love to have you on stage anytime.
just randomly, dog just hammering on the triangle. Comes out of
Triangle.
nowhere.
That's it.
Ding.
Yeah, you don't even
Um,
have to be in time. I love to clap out of time, try to get the crowd really into it.
I'm gonna mess with Bav's head. He's gonna be shredding. I'm gonna go ting.
Right in the middle of the
Looking
guitar
at
set, but looking right at him.
And kinda go.
like looking at him. Like seriously.
Yeah. Waiting for his cue to say, "Okay, go ahead, dog. Go ahead and ting that thing."
So if you dream big and say like in the next 5 years, like say in 5 years from now, what would be like the ideal for the band?
I'd say the ideal would to have an album out. Album or two would be awesome. And to potentially branch out of Ottawa, because for the longest time we've been doing shows only in Ottawa, which is great and cool. But I would love for us to be really able to like branch out, play some other venues that aren't in Ottawa or even Ontario. So
Yeah, honestly, I would be down to play the Blues Fest, man, in like 5 years. I think it's a good time,
Yeah.
like
For sure. I mean, I think that's the pinnacle for Ottawa. Like,
Yeah.
like if you get to play the Blues Fest, like,
That's definitely a big one for Ottawa-based bands for sure.
yeah, I mean, that's our
Yeah.
big festival. So.
Yep. Throw your name in, boys. Like register for it every year. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just keep plugging at it because that's what Taming Sorry did. They just like every year, boom, boom, send it in until they finally said, "Okay, you're playing,"
Yeah.
yeah.
and they
And
killed it.
Fucking
They
love
freaking
Taming
killed it.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of theirs too. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just the way it's got to go. So just keep plugging at it.
Oh yeah. For me, honestly, in 5 years, you said idealistically would be to be making a living off music.
Mhm.
It's rough out there to be able to do that, but that would be like the dream, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. And keeping it in the dream sequence, is there a band that you'd love to play a gig with?
Honestly, this might be like a little off brand, and this is for me personally. I just feel like opening for Billy Talent would just be insane to me. That would be like, yeah, within my dreams.
There you go. Pav?
Yeah, Billy Talent would be good. I was about to say Kiss, but I was like, nah, that's too late now.
No. They screwed us over by not coming here, man. Sick. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Paul Stanley's sick. No
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah, that's
Well, he's in
weird.
his 70s.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Phil, you got a fave?
I don't know.
Dream big.
A lot of
Dream
my
big.
favorite bands and artists aren't playing anymore, but I'd say probably like the Strokes. You know,
There you go.
Yeah.
Or even Bob Dylan. You know, just like
Ooh.
opening for
Oh, I'd
Bob
love
Dylan.
to open for Bob Dylan.
Bob
Oh,
Dylan,
that'd be-
yeah.
Oh, fuck
Just
yeah.
waddling around the stage, barely coherent, and we're just there playing their fucking set.
Forgetting what city he's in. Hello.
Yeah. Whoa!
Ottawa.
Thank you.
Ottawa. What can fans expect from your live show?
Good question. Something raw. Like, there's I can speak for me, and I think I've seen it in the rest of the band. There is a fire that burns inside of us, and I don't know how that translates, but it's we just like to use music as a way to express that. Sorry. So something raw, passionate, something that hopefully sounds somewhat professional, and yeah,
And
pretty
giving
much.
them a good time, like whenever
Of course.
somebody comes, they should have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
just want to make sure that
We've played for
Put it-
4 people, and we've played for
Yeah, with the same.
120, and either case, we're rocking our fucking hearts out.
Yeah, it's the same energy always, the same passion. If you're playing for just one person or like 100, doesn't matter. It's gonna be the
Oh
same.
yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
where you want to be.
That's the mentality you got to keep for sure, right?
That's right.
fuck yeah.
Okay, I got a deep question.
Oh, deep.
Uh-oh.
No, not real. Not
I
really.
like.
Not really deep. I'm just making
Now I'm
myself
sad.
sound good. Now I'm sad because there's not a deep question. If you could go back, I asked this a couple weeks ago too. If you could go back in time to any musical event that's happened in the last whatever
History.
Mhm.
in history, what event would it be?
Interesting.
Right off the top of my head, I'd have to say fucking Woodstock.
There you go.
Since
yeah.
I'm a kid, yeah, it's just a fascination. with
69,
Woodstock.
94, or 99?
Oh,
I'm-
69 for sure.
Yeah.
And
Bob
Woodstock
Dylan
69
Hendrix
was
and
also
stuff.
great.
Well, it'd be
Yeah,
cool to see.
Naboo,
It'd be
right?
cool to see Jim Hendrix open the show with Star Spangled Banner, right?
Actually, back then he was
Fuck, yeah.
James Hendricks.
No, he wasn't.
I'm kidding.
really?
Joke.
It's
No, yeah,
Jimmy.
you
no,
almost
I'm
had
teasing,
me,
man.
man. You almost had me.
You always
fuck.
had me.
I'm teasing.
James
Yeah,
is the name
Wood-
of Kings.
So is
I'd say
David.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For me,
True,
I'd say
actually.
probably like Jimi Hendrix when he first went to Britain in like '66.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
And because those people had never heard of his music ever, like he wasn't popular yet, right? So he's
Yep.
like playing these small venues, and just to be in like that small theater and see everybody with like their mouths like dropped, like what the hell is this? I don't know. I feel like that'd be really interesting to see, and there isn't really live footage of those first gigs, so I feel
Yeah,
like
weren't a lot of iPhones around back then.
no.
Well,
Only the
Yeah.
time travelers.
I couldn't even imagine like just hearing Jimi Hendrix for the first time. Like, could you just like? I remember hearing him on an album and stuff like that, but being there live,
Seriously.
it would just blow.
Well,
your
especially
fucking mind.
because of how he was too. Like that wasn't something you saw.
no, he was totally out of
Totally an
yeah.
innovator, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of going, "This is
Do you-
cool," and at the same time, WTF?
Do you think that those artists that have passed away young, like at 27, the 27 Club, do you think that they're the reason that it's such a like a very valuable moment in time, like for their music. Do you think that that's why it's because they died earlier? Is there, like, obviously he was talented, but do you think that it would continue on being as such a crazy thing, or is it just because of the fact that he died when he was so young?
I
I
think
think.
that
Oh, go ahead,
one of the
Phil.
reasons that those artists are like, I don't think it changes much. I think the only thing it really changes is that it doesn't really taint like your legacy, right? Because you die this really young age, like you never go through your 30s, 40s. You know, you never have those controversies or there's those things that come out about you or what you would do if you would live past that age. So I feel like there's a bunch of artists that didn't die that were super popular in the 60s and 70s, and they've remained super popular. You know, but I feel like when you die young, like it bookends your life, you know, and it's in a nice like wrapped bow, you know. It looks really nice, but I feel like it doesn't change much in my opinion.
Yeah, you could just imagine what he would have actually put out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Nate?
Yeah, I feel like it does have somewhat of an impact. Like I think we'd still remember them, but I don't know if we'd place them in as much of a godlike almost status. I feel like having that, I feel like humans are pretty like dark creatures in a way, and like there's sort of like this fascination with this idea, this concept of the 27 Club and all this mystery around it. It's sort of like all the whole crossroads, selling your soul to the devil stick. You know, I think these create like a legend almost. And I think like with Hendrix for sure, and a lot of these musicians, their music stands on its own, and it would still be known. But I think having it be part of this like grand narrative really puts it to a whole other level.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's also a temporary thing though. Like the reason it's so big and we we make like this whole myth around it is that like it's in recent memory. Like you don't think of those artists that like died in like the 1700s or 1800s like really young, you know, that put out great stuff. I feel like it's only because it's in recent memory that we like create this whole myth
But
around it almost.
but again, you have like Van Gogh who like chopped off his ear to
Yeah,
gift to a prostitute,
that's true.
which that's another grand narrative legend, whatever, that keeps his like status above. His art is amazing. It stands on itself, but you still see it with older artists.
Yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
27
who
Club as
knows,
well.
man? The
Was that
world
27?
might. Sorry, my audio and
Van
video
Gogh didn't get
glitch.
famous till after he died.
There's that too.
Van Gogh is like that's a great great example because you know he didn't know about him until he dead.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And then the story becomes epic, right? Like the whole cutting off the ear. Well, he was also insane. He dealt with
Oh, yeah.
mental health issues,
he
right?
cut off his ear.
I
Definitely.
know.
Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah,
did.
he's a little cray cray.
A little.
Cray is the
But
right word. Yeah.
I think also it's just like, would Hendrix have been bigger than he was if he'd lived? Would Jim Morrison and the Doors been bigger than they were?
They were so big though at the time.
I know, but I'm saying like Amy Winehouse, like all
Yeah.
these talented people who died at
Kurt
27,
Cobain.
would they still be as prevalent, or as, you know, would they have been? Like, look at, I mean, you could use Elvis or even Johnny Cash as references, right? Elvis kind of was huge, fell off, came back for his 69 concert, fell off again, and then died on a toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Johnny Cash basically disappears in the 80s and 90s, comes back with Rick Rubin and American Recordings until he dies, right? So it's like, it's hard to say.
I wonder if it's sick. It's kind of cyclical, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
very cyclical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's interesting. It's an interesting discussion for sure.
Mhm.
I love that question because it's like
I think we could use like Kiss almost as an example of like, maybe though you would end up like on your like, I don't know, like fifth like final tour, right? Just at the point where it's all a stick and a gimmick. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Kiss. I grew up on Kiss, but I mean, it's there's also the potential, like with some of these bigger figures, that it would just become like a gimmick, and a lot of the artistic value would be sort of lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so, yeah, for sure.
Well, that's why Robert Plant stopped touring with Zeppelin, because they didn't want to do anything new. Jimmy Page just wanted to do the stuff
Exactly, yeah.
he just wanted to do what they did. And Page is like, no, man, I want to do new stuff. I want to branch out. And that's why he won't tour with them anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a valid point, right? Like you're an artist, you want to grow. You don't want to just we're the turning lights, and we're only going to play what we played 10 years ago. We're going to keep playing that.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No
You're going to
growth.
grow. You're going to grow as an artist, and you're going to experiment, and you're going to evolve.
Imagine though, like Led Zeppelin says, we're touring. Would you
Fuck,
would you
dog.
go?
Of course, I would.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Fuck.
I'd sell my left nut to go see that.
I would cut off
to
my
be quite
ear,
honest. Yeah.
or maybe not, because I'd like to.
David Van Gogh.
Dave Van Gogh. I'd like to hear the concert though, so maybe I wouldn't do that. Maybe I'll go with with the nut thing. They're not doing anything.
True that. Me too, actually. What do you guys do in your free time?
I'll just play music, man. All
Yeah.
day.
Play music all
Honestly.
day.
Yeah.
Every waking moment.
Every moment. Yeah.
When did you so just going on that, when did you know that music was what you loved the most? How old were you?
Probably for me it was high school. I think I was 13, like 13, 14 years old, something like that. But like honestly, it changes you as a person, right? Like because high school is the time when you get influenced the most from people, like all around. Like everything just goes on to your head. Like you're like you start hating your parents, right? Like everything just goes, like the world is against you, right? Like that's where I found music. Like I don't know, like it just changed you as a person, right? And just keeps going on, keep going on. Yeah, I think that
For,
was the time for me.
Makes sense.
yeah. For me, it was about 10, 11 years old. My sound card fell again. Damn it. I've always loved music since I'm a kid. But in like grade 5 or 6, as a pretty weird kid, possibly a bit on the spectrum, a bit chubbier, and I always felt like a lot and like quite the outsider. And I just remember like I'd listen to like White Snake, AC/DC, Headpins, this Canadian band that are pretty sick. Yeah. And I'd listen to this stuff, and I'd see like the big AC/DC concerts, and forget exactly which one. I think it was like the 1990 like live DVD 91, and just like that crowd, and I just fantasize about like
Gus. Yeah.
You just say that
Yeah.
because that's your last name.
That is my last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
oh, hell yeah.
yeah,
I was just
totally.
I was just in the schoolyard, basically, just in my own world, just picturing myself playing music. I'd think of all these crazy stuff, like imagining myself coming down like with a band from parachutes on a stage. Granted, I'm like 11 years old at this point, so my imagination's running wild. But it's always been, my dad plays music. It's always been in my blood, but it's always been the thing that keeps coming back in my life is music.
And Phil.
For me, around 11 or 12, picked up the guitar and really liked it. And then I started writing songs, and I always liked writing, and then I realized you can play guitar and write songs and do both those things together. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
I always wanted to play like Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. I was like, I want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's
So-
it's funny because all three of them have guitars in their rooms too.
Yeah.
Because they're always around them. So but they must pick it. You must pick it up all the time, just out of nowhere. And just be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's right beside my bed, like an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, get up.
You never know when inspiration's going to strike.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you find that
Yeah.
technology helps you with that? Like you pick up something and then you can voice note it or whatever on your
Oh,
phone.
100%. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I'll be at work and I'll come up with like a cool melody or some lyrics and write them down super fast or voice record them. It's yeah. There's like a lot of great tools out there that really facilitate a lot of stuff for the better, I think.
Yeah, even in terms of learning new music, right? Like old days, I don't know, you guys know Marty Squart's music?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the guy, like, like I started learning guitar from. Like, it's super hard, just like few people on like YouTube teaching you, and they like sort of keep teaching you the same thing, right? Like, it was so limited back then, right? And now you like guitar tabs and whatnot, Songster. bunch of people doing crazy shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube's a monster now.
It is
Yeah.
it's its own entity. So now that leads to my next question: is how important you feel it is to be prolific at, posting on social media, getting your product out there, getting your guys' name out there. How important is that?
I think what is the most important thing? Like we were talking about it the other day, right? Like I think marketing is like really important. Uh, and then we should start like I think we should like be more active doing it, which we're not, I think. So yeah, that's what our plan is, like rolling out the EP and then like fucking start promoting it like crazy, getting some merch done, like working parallelly with music. For example, we jam, right? So we practice music, but like we have the rest of the 6 days, like we have phone in our hand. It doesn't take a lot of time to make a post. Uh, yeah, that's what I know, like because like I see a lot of great bands, like but they don't have like really good marketing. Uh, I think like marketing is important, which people think that it's not, but it's, at the end of the day, it is, right? Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I felt.
For sure.
I think it's a
especially in the
necessary.
arts.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Nate. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I keep cutting you off. I was just gonna say I think it's a necessary evil in a way. Basically, like it's not something. There's some enjoyment. You can get creative with it, and it's enjoyable. But it's like it's really hard because you want to stay true to like, oh, we're musicians, we do music, but we also have to like put ourselves out there and push like our music so people can actually hear it and hopefully enjoy it. So it's like a bit of a necessary evil in a way, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if it's evil. Is it evil?
I think it can be, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It can be.
Whoa.
But, I mean,
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not as
sometimes.
proficient. I'm not as proficient at as Gus is. So that's why the two of us work, because most of the stuff you see posting on our page is him.
Oh hell yeah.
It's not me. So
That's I try
Yeah.
and get you to, but
I know you try to get me to, but I'm just,
I'm like, just post it.
I'm
Like,
old.
it doesn't matter. Just post it.
Yeah.
Even if it's something like, I think people overthink things a lot too when they're
Yeah,
posting social
yeah,
media.
people. Yeah.
Like they think, oh, what are they actually going to like this? Do I have to do this? What can I do? Da da da. And then I'm like, no, just put it out there, and it doesn't matter. Like I did one the other day, Dog. Like it's on our page. It's like just the guy from the Wire that said she all the time, and I said, when do you want to go for ice cream at the top, and then the guy goes she a bunch of different times. 6,000 views, man, like out of nowhere, because it's like, it's a weird world out there. So you just put something up, and it just doesn't, you never think about it, and then of course you look the next day and there's a million views on it, which makes me nice.
That makes me weep for humanity.
Does it?
Anyway, yeah. It does.
Yeah, but then they got amazing artists like these guys that could put out all they have to do is say, check this riff out, and then just rock a riff out, and then put it up, and people will be all over that.
Hopefully they're not like they're all over that instead of she.
No, it's still pretty funny.
It is funny.
The best part is that I wrote that. Do you want to go for ice cream?
Do you want to go for racing?
Yeah, shit. What like are the songs that are coming out on the EP, are they like based on real events or people we might know? Can you tell us something about it?
So it's hard to say. Based on real events. I mean, I feel like when we write, like when everybody writes songs, they'll take little snippets out of their own life or like things they see, and they'll incorporate that in their songs. But I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know. Not on real people. No.
On this EP, most of the lyrics have been written by Phil, if not all. And from like an outsider, a non-writer, it's a lot. I don't know if they're real or not, but it's a lot of it's almost like story driven, like he's a big folk guy, and we're like rock and roll, but it's really cool to have that like almost a story, and it's interesting because it's one of those things that I couldn't put my meaning onto the lyrics he's written, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily the meaning. It's really anyone can make their own meaning out of it. And I'm sure he has his meaning, but yeah.
Yeah, I always try not to make it too clear, so that like, like there can be a couple meanings. I also try not to make it too vague, where like it doesn't make sense. But I try to keep it somewhat cohesive and interesting, and tell like a little story or something, or have a little theme for the song. Like we have this song called "Mean Looks," and that's basically about this guy that's walking around, and he's getting chased by like an entity, like you're not too sure who it is. He's like, I never like say who exactly is chasing or following him around. So it could be really anything.
To me, 100% that song is the Crossroads stories, just our own interpretation. But that's Phil denies it, but
I don't know.
Phil, did you sell your soul?
No, of course not.
Okay, just checking.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. He's lying.
He's lying.
Okay, Nate, I want to go back to your reference to the head pins, because I don't hear that a lot.
oh fuck yeah,
Darby Mills and
oh
Bob
hell yeah,
Rock, great
I
band.
met.
Love the head pins.
Oh, same
Now,
here.
what is your take on the Canadian music scene? That was 80s.
Mhm.
Now, I've said many times on many podcasts that we have an amazing, like we were just talking about it before we came on, about like you pick any decade and I'll pick an amazing Canadian band from that decade, or maybe 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah.
Like we stack up against every country, I feel, in the world, like musically.
Oh yeah. So for me, like I mentioned, my father was a musician and he was playing in the 70s. He was out touring, and he never like no bands that were known. But because of that, he always shared a lot of like Canadian bands from the 70s and 80s. So I knew the Headpins because we had a little cassette in our old Saturn, and it just fuck. I remember Turn It Loud, just Darby's voice, that intro, just so good. And I was actually lucky enough to go see them at Mattawa Voyageur Days. Fuck, like 15 years ago. I was like 14 at the time or whatever. And I got to meet Darby Mills, which was incredible. I also saw Platinum Blonde, which I think are absolutely fantastic. A little on the corny side, but their music just to me is Toronto and Hollywoods. Yeah, there's just so many great bands. April Wine is the one that a lot of people know. I absolutely love.
Rush was Canadian, eh? Rush.
Yes, they were, and still are.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's funny because not a lot, like when people reference Canadian bands, it's usually the Rush, the Hip,
Yeah.
Blue Rodeo, but they don't usually reference like the Headpins or Toronto
Headstones.
Headstones. Like
Yeah.
we've got, like I said, man, like we can go down this list. We can go through a list off the top of our heads of amazing Canadian bands, and I'm just glad that you referenced them, because that just makes it my day.
It's your day,
Hell yeah.
bud.
It's my day.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, Nate, what was the band you were showing me the other day? It
Uh,
was,
Is that when we were hanging at Ohm
yeah.
Saturday? Yeah, that was the Headpins, bro.
The Headpins? Okay.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they were great. But
They
it's
actually
too bad
toured
Darby
with
left the band.
Kiss.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, it's very unfortunate. To me,
But
Darby.
apparently the new lead singer is actually quite good, because Darby's doing
So-
the Darby Mills Experience or something. I think
Yeah.
that's her new band.
Darby Mills Project, I think. I
Project,
might be wrong.
yes.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But
No.
so like she was like just that voice, right?
Yeah.
Her and Lee Aaron, and we had some
Oh,
good rockin' chicks back in the 80s, man.
Oh, it's a female.
Yeah. Lee Aaron, yeah.
I know about Darby Mills.
Darby's the
Yeah.
female, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Surprise!
know. Oddly enough.
Yeah,
Really?
well, like Nate says, you got to listen to Turn It Loud. Just that intro,
Yeah.
just the way she talks, and it's just like,
Gets you.
Oh,
Gets
yeah.
going.
turn it, and then she screams, and it's just like right into it. It's like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, you,
Yeah.
you got the dog going over there. man.
When I did my 80s show on Feel It Radio, I used to play the Headpins all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid 80s band.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brian McLeod too. I think it was
Too Loud
Brian
McLeod.
Yeah, he was incredible guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
died way
And
too
a producer
young,
too.
unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh,
a
I
producer
didn't know
too.
that.
Yep. He also produced. Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. What else we got here? Do you guys I know you guys write your own stuff, but do you guys have a favorite cover song that you like to do?
Probably Psycho Killer.
Nate's laughing.
Yeah, sweet song.
No, I love playing Psycho Killer, but I'd say
Nice.
probably we do Fly Me to the Moon, the Frank Sinatra
Yeah.
song, but as a like punk song almost, and
Nice.
it's
Yeah, I
really
like Fly
fun
Me to the
play.
Moon. Yeah.
Yeah. That and Psycho Killer are
What's fun?
pretty
it's fun-
standard to our
Qu'est-ce que
sets.
c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? It's fun to take a song like Fly Me to the Moon, who, like, if I'm standing there listening, like, no, that's not happening right now.
Oh, it's happening.
It's, you know what I mean? Because that'd be fun, like a fun interpretation of a song that a lot of people wouldn't get. Like your guys' age, not a lot of people listening to Frank Sinatra in their 20s.
No, but
It's
they
unfortunate.
should.
They
should.
really should, but they don't.
He's
Oh,
the
yeah.
king.
No, George Strait was the king.
We used to do,
Or
this
Elvis.
cover of, My Funny Valentine by Chet Baker.
Yes.
And we used to do a punk cover of it.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So like it's like a really cool like descending riff, right? So we used to do that, and then eventually that cover turned into our own song because
Nice.
we had come up with like this really cool like heavy riff that was like completely different from the original song. Like it bore no resemblance to like the original song, and eventually we were like, you know what, like this song, like this sounds like its own song, so we're like, fuck Chet Baker, like let's let
Oh,
Whoa, whoa,
Harsh
whoa,
words,
whoa,
Phil.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to be associated with such words, please.
let's make this our
yeah,
own
seriously.
song, so
You
I
slagging.
Yeah.
sort of springboard off that song and made it our own, and that turned
Yeah,
out
it's
which is
the
song I've heard.
the notes had changed, the rhythm had changed. It wasn't the same song anymore, so we're like,
Vocal
might as well
melody.
put some lyrics and make it our own,
Yeah.
change the vocal
What's
melody.
what's the sound? What's the song called?
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
it was
Used to be My
inspired.
Funny Valentine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
Interesting.
there you go. It's
which
fun
is
that
also
way.
going to be on
Yeah.
the EP.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't get sued for saying that.
Yeah,
I
because
got it.
Chet Baker's estate's listening right now, so
Yeah,
we're big fans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
no,
are in a lot
he-
of trouble.
He's actually in Argentina
Yeah.
with Elvis and some other people.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jim Morrison's down there. Tupac.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
They're all hanging out in Argentina with Hitler.
Oh, they're still crushing it.
Yeah, still. Never mind.
Your words, not mine.
Wow.
And we just got canceled.
How the fuck did we go to Hitler?
I don't know,
So,
man.
I mean,
He said Argentina, and that's, you ever seen The Boys from Brazil? No, that movie?
no, I understand with the reference. I just thought that we wouldn't go there. I don't know.
I did. I have no filter.
A magical moment there.
I have no filters.
Well,
Do you want to ask?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know what Nate's going to say.
Maybe, yeah. 80s decade of music or 90s decade of music?
Personally, 80s. I love 90s, don't get me wrong, but hair metal got me through high school, basically. Fucking 70s and 80s for me. I love 60s and 90s, but just the 70s and 80s, just something raw. And also, like in the 80s, I know it's super produced, but it's something raw and creative, and it just talks to me. It speaks to me.
Fair enough.
I knew that was going to be his answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Phil?
say 90s. I'm gonna say 90s for me, more like hard rock shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Green Day.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, you mentioned Green Day too, but like the heavier
Okay.
stuff was a lot more in the
Yeah.
90s than the 80s for sure.
Yeah. Bon Jovi. Yeah.
And
Bon
Phil,
Jovi.
you can only
Poison.
pick the 80s or the 90s. You can't pick the
those kind of
60s, 70s.
Oh, it's a hard pick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Probably the 90s though. Yeah. I'd say the 90s. I feel like there's like
Yeah,
a lot
fair
of
enough.
cool stuff in the 90s, but there's just like so much music in each decade that it's so hard to pick,
Very much
It's not
so.
really a fair question.
Yeah, well, we're not about being fair here, guys. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's a simple. It's one of that's our one question we ask everybody, and
We've
it's
asked
just,
115 times now,
Yeah.
and you're kicking my ass.
90s is rolling.
Oh, man.
Well, it's hard because of the age group, but an 80, like having an 80s, Nate being an 80s guy, that makes
I knew
total sense.
once
you
he
know?
threw out headpins, I knew I had him.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, dog.
Nice.
Nice. So what's going on this summer? So you got a couple shows in July, and then you hope for the album to come out at the end of the summer.
July, August, and then hopefully August, September. No official date yet, but hopefully we'll release the EP then. Maybe a few music videos within that time frame, maybe a bit after. And then maybe when that's going on, maybe we go to the studio, start working on the next EP, so there's not too much of a delay. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I've
That's
already started working on new songs and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Right,
always.
so-
That's great.
Awesome.
For
Yeah,
this
nice.
summer,
Well,
we
thanks.
have- Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, so for this summer, we have a show. Like, so far, our book shows are the 9th of August at Avant Garde. Then we're playing 16th of August at Bar Robo. And then 12th of September. I'm not too sure which bar, though. But,
Amazing.
July
What's up
4th,
to
we're
that?
playing Avant Garde
Oh, yeah.
for it's Kyle Stumpo's birthday, actually. He's doing a show there. They're doing a show there for his birthday, and I forget the other bands. I just found out today. Well, he's playing a set, and then there's this other band. I can check it out right now. So yeah, so we have August 4th.
Couple of shows booked, yeah.
It's great. It's great,
So-
guys. Yeah.
So July 4th, and then a couple in August, and then
September.
nice.
Yeah.
Very good,
You might
guys.
You might see us downtown. We plan on going busking soon too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, well, yeah, Dog will find you downtown, eh?
I'm not far away.
He's a busker.
I am.
Yeah, you're gonna show up and be busking.
I'm gonna bring my triangle.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
get
yeah.
Donnie,
Yeah,
try-
yeah,
ding,
yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. He's just
We're
gonna do that.
excited.
He's just gonna walk around aimlessly downtown and do that until he finds you.
Listen for me.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We'll follow along with you guys, and hopefully, can't wait to see the EP and keep rocking, guys. You're doing great.
For sure. Well, thanks for having me
Thank you.
on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, we'll see
Really
you again
appreciate
soon.
All right. Take it easy.
Right.
Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus.